Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And now that it's over, we're going to talk about She-Hulk, or rather, we're going to talk about the disdain that the writers of She-Hulk have for their audience.
Well, just the circus around the whole thing.
Yeah, now I've only seen clips of She-Hulk. I'm going to disclaim this, and people will be like, you don't have a right to talk about it. It's like, we can talk about the media circus around the show.
I saw most of it.
Oh, okay.
I did see most of it. And I didn't see all of the last episode, but I saw a lot of the show. So I can talk about it.
Okay, so there you go, guys. There you go. When did you have time to watch She-Hulk?
When you were away.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what you were.
Because I knew you weren't going to watch it, so I just watched
There's no
it.
way in hell
I was
going to
putting together a TV stand.
Okay. Which was more entertaining?
Depends. It depends on the episode.
Okay, so wow, I didn't know you watched it.
The Daredevil episode was entertaining.
That's why you watched it. All right.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it is.
So let's talk about the circus around She-Hulk, and I think again, you know, we talk about marketing, anti-marketing. I think this is part of the marketing for the show, was that they came out right out of the gate and were like, the bigots are never going to accept a female She-Hulk, except they did 30, 40 years ago.
That's what makes me mad, is that we're going to talk about it a little more, but they keep pushing this narrative, the lead actress, the writer, they keep pushing this narrative that, well, we knew it was going to happen. We were trolling that certain type of people. We knew we were going to hate it because it's a female superhero. And I'm just like, bitches, listen, I was actually kind of on board with you guys until you keep opening your mouth, because people have been fans of She-Hulk for years. And you guys, you know, this whole idea that men hate her because it's a woman is a load of shit. Complete load of shit. When they announced they were doing She-Hulk, before everybody knew how things were going, people were thrilled. Mostly men. Don't give me this shit.
I was introduced to She-Hulk through the Fantastic Four back in the 80s, and yeah, she was a great character.
Oh my god, the character's probably been around longer than these people were alive.
I believe so. So we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 277,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you for the support. We do talk about comics, talk about Disney, talk about streaming, talk about the MCU and the decline of the MCU. And I've gotten to a point now. We did watch Werewolf by Night last night, which was actually pretty okay.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't Marvel. I mean, it was Marvel because it's a character, but it was definitely very different from what you usually see, and that's not a bad thing.
No, it was okay. I was like, okay, this is all right. But it's, you know, Marvel has gotten to a place where Disney Star Wars has gotten to, where it's a very mixed bag. There are some good things and there are some not so good things, and there are some truly awful things. And, you know, the company Disney expects you to sit through all of it. And even, you know, mainstream media outlets are like, you're going to have to pick and choose the Marvel you watch.
Right, but if you don't watch this one, it's because you're a misogynistic, racisty bigot, which is what they would have told Feige if he hadn't given her own way, guaranteed.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that part too, because the head writer, Jessica Gao, said that she almost got fired. She basically said, you know, that, well, there are going to be some spoilers in here, but an incarnation of Kevin Feige that is in the show had to wear the hat or she was going to quit. And he basically is like, then go ahead and quit.
Yeah, personally, I find it funny. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, and what I saw of She-Hulk, and I'm not someone who read the comics, and keep that in mind, I don't think it is as bad as people were making it out to be online. That being said, it wasn't as good as these people were making it out to be either. It's in the middle. Like, I thought the finale was funny. I thought some of the points were I thought it was funny the way it was done. I thought that was just, you know, Gao and crew wanting to get their faces in there. But yeah. I thought it was kind of funny. And some of the things like, you know, I smashed Matt Murdock. So I thought that was funny. And it's been done before.
Yes, it's been done in the comics. This is actually one of the hallmarks of John Byrne's run on She-Hulk, was she did break the fourth wall. Now, it's not as jarring in a comic book as it is in real life. And it does... And not that this is real life, but you know what I'm saying, in live action, and it does open up some plot holes, because like if it's that easy to break the fourth wall, why didn't the Avengers do it?
Right, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't like, oh, look how clever Gao is and how she did this. It's already been done. It's something that's already been done. Yes, it was fun, it was clever, but it does fit the character because it's been done before. For those of you that are like, oh no, this would never happen, it actually has. But I didn't think it was that terrible. And even when I was willing to give them a little bit of credit, then they open their damn mouths. And it's just like you with Velma, where you're like, okay, well, maybe if you're on a joke, I'll watch it. I was like, okay, maybe they're in the joke, so I'll give them some credit. And then they have to go and make comments, and then I'm like, see, now you're losing everybody because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, that's what we talk about, anti-marketing. Same with She-Hulk. Like, I might have actually given She-Hulk a try, but I was so tired of hearing about it and seeing other people talk about it, and just
they did do the whole cliche man bad bullshit. It was every man bad cliche girl power thing you could think of. I mean, it was.
So instead of man thing, they need to have man bad.
It was basically they did kind of have
bad.
They had man bad at the end when they had the one loser troll dude end up being like hulking up and all that stuff. So
God, and then they got okay. So we'll talk about this because they even got a jab in there supposedly in Doomcock.
Apparently
they had a pair of guys wearing the mask and all this crap, and it's just like, look, I mean, I think what gets me about this is these MCU people working at Disney are so obsessed with YouTube channels that, frankly, and this includes us, frankly, aren't very big. In the grand scheme,
but they're so obsessed.
They're so obsessed. In the grand scheme of things, the nerd complaint channels by YouTube standards are microscopic. Like, if you're not over 1 million, 10 million subs, you're barely on the radar on YouTube. But these small channels with a couple 100,000 subs chap their ass to no end. It's really weird.
And I mean, we'll talk about it. They're like, they love to show the unoriginal critics. And you know, when they're going about unoriginality, it's funny. They should look in a mirror because their unoriginal critics are men who don't like their show. And I'm like, because it's a girl. And again, would you stop spinning this narrative that is absolute bullshit? People loved She-Hulk. Very, very, very popular character. They just didn't like your version of She-Hulk. There's a difference.
Wow, this is concerning. I'm looking at this ad. Just as a side note. First, I thought it said no pronouns, not a problem.
Oh.
But then it said it's Adobe. Create the not a pro, not a problem. Create the unimaginable with new AI features in Creative Cloud.
So you can take credit for the AI work?
So you can take credit for the AI work because that's kind of what this feels like. Like they wrote a lot of this by AI.
I don't know.
It's like,
it's just funny to me because then they're gonna go with the typical. We did it. The troll. We went to troll the trolls. And yeah, obviously that's what they're trying to do. And I mean, and some people are very predictable. I mean, let's be honest. Both they're very predictable for what they're gonna do, but people's reaction to it is also very predictable.
They knew this. This is what we talked about before. The reason we haven't done like freaking 5,000 She-Hulk videos. One, I didn't watch it, and you only watched it like last week. But the reason we didn't go there is because this is what they want. They want you to be outraged so you can be the villain so they can cry to the media and be like, oh, like the Doomcocks are after me.
Yeah, because they hate women.
They hate women.
And they're going to keep using this. But the thing is, again, they keep trying to say that with She-Hulk because they're mad because it was a woman. It's like She-Hulk has been a popular character for decades.
Yeah.
And it's been, statistically speaking, most people read comics since back in the 80s have been men. Yeah. She was very popular with males. And they know she breaks the fourth wall. They know what she's like. They know she's funny. They know all this stuff. Her being female has nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Shockingly, men accepted female superheroes, female leaders.
I would say they were in charge.
Black female
People
leaders.
were fine with it, didn't care.
Captain Marvel, the original.
But we got to undo that. So Jessica Gao and Tatiana Maslany can now claim that they defeated the trolls.
So let's talk about what she said. She said Jessica Gao is a genius and she knows about the culture war we're living in the culture we're living in. I'm sorry, that was a Freudian slip. The culture we're living in and her position in it when she's writing these stories about a woman superhero. She probably spends a lot of time on YouTube. She knows what the response is going to be. As the cast, it was delightful. Sending each other these troll responses like, oh my God, give them a week. And they're going to literally see this pop up verbatim in the show and become villains of the show. It was thrilling.
They flat out admit it, that they did it on purpose.
They're admitting that they hate the audience. This is
what Disney's backing. This is what Disney and Feige, when you're already losing, every one of your shows are dropping off a cliff. The views are going down further and further. MCU shows, people are getting burnt out on them. They're getting burnt on the MCU. So your response is, let's make a show where we just spend the whole time trolling people to get the response that we wanted.
Yeah. It's really stupid. Just to give you, speaking of stupid, let's talk about Jessica Gao. Just because this is a really dumb thing. She thought it was hilarious. This is so indicative of the mindset right now in entertainment. And why don't people get fired? They don't get fired because I think the bosses are afraid to fire them.
I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't fire her ass because then she'd yell misogyny and racism.
This happened with CB Cebulski too. He had some trouble with some of his writers, but he wasn't allowed to like get rid of them because it's like
she jokes about bullying.
Yeah. So I watched this clip. This is Jessica Gao, head writer for She-Hulk, and she's joking about how the Kevin Feige robot at the end.
I thought that was funny, actually.
I thought it was kind of funny too. It was like, oh, it's got the little hat. It was wearing a ball cap because Kevin Feige always wears ball cap, right? And he apparently got mad. I watched the clip. I rewatched it. I didn't get that it was a joke. They got into a fight with him over this hat. And she's like, if you don't let me put that hat in this robot, then I'm walking out right now. And he's like, they said, well, he stopped for a second or two. He said, well, thanks for your hard work. We appreciate it, but we're going to have to part ways.
She admitted that she was bullying him for a while. I think he just got sick of it and was like, bullshit. And then somebody they stepped in and they made a compromise. But here's the thing, and it might not have been that, I don't know. But she keeps joking about how he lets me bully him. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and they get away with it. And this is what I'm talking about. Like this has got to end. Like Hollywood has to realize this is not good for your bottom line. This is not good for fan relations. When you hire people who are insubordinate.
That's what it is. Insubordination.
Insubordinate and hell-bent on antagonizing potential customers, driving away existing customers. And just, I mean, when you you comment on current year issues, nobody's going to know what the hell was going on with YouTube 10 years from now.
Well, I'll tell you what.
They're not going to know.
It's a bad thing anyway, because you have people like me who I'm not a big, if I was up on the comics, I'd probably be a lot more upset than I am, but I'm not. So I've never made that a secret. And what I saw of it, I didn't think it was as bad as it was being said it was on the internet. Like, I saw it, and I can see where people are coming from, and I can see where they did push it sometimes. But I didn't think it went as bad as I expected it to. It also wasn't as good as the other side was saying either. But I found some things I liked about it. Like, I thought the finale clip was funny, and I saw things in it that I, like the Kevin, the comment about the FX, and that was funny. And even when you had me, like, kind of like, okay, then you have to go say this shit. And I'm like, okay, now I don't even like you. And the thing is, I did like you till you opened your fucking mouth.
That's kind of how I feel, because I saw this clip, and again, I haven't been watching the show, but I saw the clip, and my personal opinion, people are they're gonna hate me for it, but my personal opinion was,
they're gonna hate me too, but
that clip felt more like She-Hulk in tone than a lot of the other stuff I saw. And I'm like, you know what?
But she didn't come up with it. Like, look how clever I am.
No.
She didn't come up with it. It's already been done.
It's been done. It's been done multiple times. And, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But again, it's like, when these people open their mouths and they say dumb shit, and it's obvious, they always slip. And they're like, yeah, we meant to troll people.
Well, they said that flat out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they're a genius because they trolled the trolls.
Star Wars, Lucasfilm are doing it. People at Marvel are doing it.
People at She-Ra are doing it.
She-Ra. Actually, all things considered, I'm going to be completely fair here. All things considered, as much criticism as we had over the She-Ra show, other than the media, there wasn't a whole lot of shit being flung back.
Oh, no, not by the people in the show, but by the fans.
By the fans, by the media.
But yeah, that's true. But in this one, I just thought it was funny because they had the one girl brushing the hair and they kept calling her Sparkles, which I thought was funny.
I will completely give Stevenson that they could have completely, but they didn't.
Right. But I'm saying, but now the trend is with Cowboy Bebop and all this.
Yeah,
it's just that
shit on the fans.
You go shit on the fans. These people run their mouths. Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. They don't keep their mouths shut. And even when you have people that you might have some goodwill and the people might be like, oh, okay, this is funny. I'll give it a pass. I find it amusing. Then you have to go tell them they're shitty people anyway. And it's like, and this whole stupid narrative that, they're the trolls because of course they are, because they hate women and they hate She-Hulk because she's a woman. It pisses me off because it's not true. They don't like your version of the character, but they've always loved the character. So just stop. You're not the fucking genius you think you are. You copy that from the comic book.
Could you imagine if you went to a fast food restaurant and you ordered triple Big Mac or some crap or whatever, or triple Whopper? They make those. You know that? Triple Whoppers?
God, why?
How the hell could you eat a triple Whopper? Some people do. Triple Whopper. And the person at Burger King's like, hey, fat ass. Hey, yeah, you don't need that, fat ass. Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Try the veggie burger, the Impossible burger. It won't make you so fat, you fat fucker.
Want to bet some of that stuff? They have much fillers in it.
Yeah, actually, I think the Impossible burgers are like Impossible burger, whatever it is, I think is actually just as bad as the real deal. But, you know, you'd leave. And they'd be like, where the hell are you going? They'd be like, hey, our sales are down. We don't understand. It must just be all the freaking assholes.
Mean bigots.
The mean bigots. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're out there preemptively causing problems, but they bank on it for marketing. Now, Jamila Jamil, we talked about her before.
She got crap. She did.
She got some crap. She actually did say before that Marvel fans have a right to voice their opinions. Comic book fans have a right to voice their opinions if they don't like it. And she's kind of reiterating here, you know, to be clear, it's fine if you don't like it. I know it doesn't appeal to everyone. Some people effing love it. But can we all agree you don't need to be so hostile when you express your feelings to me? We're all fans. Let's talk nicely. I think as long as you're, you know, I mean, look, there's been a lot of drama. I'm not even going to pretend to follow all this shit that's going on. But as long as people are being civil to one another, but again, it's...
But then you're following, it's like modeling behavior. When you have the outlets and like the star and the writer attacking fans, saying they deliberately wrote the thing to cause fans to be attacked and to have, you know, some negative backlash for it. Why you can't expect the fans to talk nicely about it and be polite when you yourself, your behavior, you've showed them that the bar you've set is what you set it at.
Yeah, and this has happened in comics. This has happened in video games. You're basically out of the gate attacking the customers. They're going to fight back either with words or withholding money. And the companies really need to look at this and be like, look, you can be pissed off if people don't like the show. You're allowed to be. Just either don't answer them professionally or whatever.
Well, they flat out admitted they set out to do exactly that, and then they're mad when people get mad.
If it were me, if I were in charge of a company like Disney, if I were wearing Kevin Feige's hat, not my own hat, I'd be like, I did not give you hundreds of millions of dollars to go give a middle finger to a huge
You can't tell her
portion.
that because she bullies him and gets away with it.
She does. I think they secretly hate Kevin Feige. I'm waiting for the coup. One of these days, very soon, there's going to be a coup, and one of these writers from one of these shows or movies, they're going to try to take over the MC. It's going to be
stupid because
Victoria Alonso. She's going to stage a coup. I guarantee.
Your shows aren't doing great, and this one was one that went down with the ratings every time. And even though I did find some things about it I found funny or I liked, when you're telling me flat out that you set out to just troll people and to be assholes to people you thought preemptively were going to troll you,
yeah,
I'm just like, no. See, you're just trying to cause drama now. You have nothing if you weren't trying to trigger people for something that isn't even valid. Like, oh, they hate her because she's a woman. Well, that's not even true.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see, what happens with the second season. We'll see if this is sustainable long-term for Disney. I don't think it is, but whatever. It's your company. Do what you want to do. We're going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.